I call this the mad scientist mindset. And it's a mindset I suggest you all take on. Meaning, what if you were some crazy scientist studying you? You're the scientist and you're the test subject. And I would study you from an external perspective and an internal perspective because it all starts with self-awareness. So if you study you, zooming out and looking at yourself, just like a little mouse in a cage, what do you learn externally about you? So you could take a week in the life. The first thing you'll probably notice, not just about you, but about humans in general. And I saw a French person / philosopher talk about this, so this is not from me, but I loved it, and I forget the name. He said, if you study humans externally, we're a species that ultimately loves to caress glass. If it doesn't land, what is this? Ooh, yeah, caressing glass. Like if an alien came down to Earth and observed us as a species, they're like, what are they all doing? We're all walking around like, yeah, you just gotta caress it. Look at my glass, caress, caress. It's absolutely insane. But that's the mindset. It's take away all assumptions about you and the best you can, try to objectively look at you. So how often throughout the day do you caress glass? What are your habits day to day? We tend to think every day is a new day, right? It's like a new day, new me. No, for the most part, 90% of your thoughts today are the same thoughts you had yesterday and the day before, and we get stuck in these patterns and we never zoom out. The same with what you do outside of your obligations, outside of work. For example, what did you do today? And own it. I want it booming. What did you do?
Woke up and had a long walk.
Okay, what else?
Watched one of your videos.
Good.
Took a shower, called a friend, had dinner, came here.
And that took up your entire day. What time did you wake up?
About 10.
10? Okay, so 7 p.m. That's 9 hours. Did you not do more than that?
I looked at my phone as well.
Oh, you caressed that glass. Okay, without going into too much detail, what did you caress on the glass? What were you doing on your phone? Was it TikTok, Instagram, what?
Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook.
Okay, good awareness. What about you? What did you do today?
I planned my birthday.
When's your birthday?
It was the 13th of November, but
Oh, you're like a few days late, but let's plan. Okay.
So I invited 7 guys in a ceremony in my home where we practiced deep listening.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. That took the entire day, and I scrolled Instagram Reels.
Okay. Here's what I'd ask. Outside of, and by the way, for both of you, massive respect with the honesty and just putting it out there. And that's really cool. But for everyone here, your free time outside of work, who here spends the majority of their time, as I say, caressing glass on social media? Raise your hand if so. Own it. Okay, that's it. For those of you who didn't raise your hand, like you two, what do you guys do outside of work? Yeah, both of you.
I read books. I don't caress glass.
Okay.
Not all the time.
Do you tap it?
I like Instagram, yeah, but I don't feel like caressing glass.
Okay.
No, I won't own it because I don't. Actually, I have the flight mode most of the time, like when.
What do you do instead? You said books. What else?
Books, going outside, walking,
Okay.
talking to my husband,
Okay.
my son, like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. And you next.
I don't have the problem with that. I have many other problems.
Oh, we're going to get to it. Don't worry. We'll get to it.
Not precisely, not specific this one.
Okay. What about you?
I do live in the forest, so I do a lot of time outside.
Nice.
I do have 10 cats, so I do bathing cats all the time in the day. I do
Okay.
meditate and I do sleep a lot.
Okay. Love it. Beautiful. That's awesome, by the way, too, in the forest. I like that.
She was like, I don't know him, you know? I really don't
Oh, welcome. So this is the first thing. Bring your awareness to what you do in your free time, and more specifically, bring your awareness to your bad habits, your coping mechanisms, the ways you tend to escape yourself. Let it land, because very few people ever just exist. We're always doing and doing and doing. We never just be, right? Like you with your 10 cats. If you think of your cats, even dogs, they just exist. What's a good day? Oh, let me lie on the couch and chill and just be. And they just be for hours. For humans, if you told any human to do that, it would feel like torture. You're gonna have to sit on your couch 4 hours, no phone, no distraction, and do nothing. Everyone's like, no. You freak out because that's when all this stuff starts bubbling up. So notice your go-to ways to escape. Notice when you get triggered. What triggers you? Are there specific patterns around when you get triggered? Oh, when I talk to this person at this time in the day. Oh, when this happens, I feel something taking over. Start really analyzing you. That's on the external. And really look for what I call your emotional pacifier. And this one is big. Meaning, we all jump to, just like a baby, a pacifier when things get a little too intense and riled up within. Okay? I have 2 daughters. My youngest one, still on the pacifier, and we're starting to ease her off of it. But at times where she gets triggered and has a tantrum, what does she say? Passy, passy, passy. Now we think, oh, it's kids, it's so cute, and yes, but humans do the exact same thing. If you're someone, as an example, where something triggers you and you're really mad or really anxious and you're like, I need a drink, I just need a drink. You're no different than my daughter saying, passy, passy. The drink is your pacifier. If you're someone who's hooked on, say, weed, like, oh, it's too stressful, I gotta mellow out, I need my weed. That's your pacifier. If you're someone who also gets used to distracting yourself, you get home, say, after work, and you're like, oh, that was a big day. You know what, to pass the time, let me put some music on. Let me watch some TV. Let me go on YouTube. Let me do this. Let me call someone. I need to talk to a friend. I can't just be alone. That is also your pacifier. So look for it in your life. What is the pacifier that I'm jumping to? The coping mechanism. Really fast.
Aren't most people today pacified? Because, like you see, most people listen to music almost all the whole time. Mm-hmm. So, like, aren't most people like...
Not necessarily, because it's not the thing, it's the place it's coming from. Meaning someone could feel great and you feel inspired to listen to music. There's amazing pieces of music. It's art. It speaks to the soul. I love music. But then there's someone else who, I don't feel good. Let's put some music. Let's not be in silence with my thoughts. Let's drown out the thoughts with the music. So it's the relationship you have to the thing. And this is important too. Whatever your pacifier is, people tend to label that as, okay, bad. Let's cut off all music. The same with people who go extreme on the spiritual side and renounce success, renounce possessions, and go full minimalist. Now, if that's authentic to you, awesome. But for most people, they're like, look, I don't want any of that. And they just throw away, the expression is the baby with the bathtub or the bathwater. It's like, toss it all out. It's never about the thing. It's changing your relationship to that thing. So it ceases to be this method of coping. And ultimately you feel, oh, let's listen to music because I feel inspired to. Hey, does that mean if I'm like, movies are your pacifiers, does that mean never watch a movie again? My videos are your pacifiers. Does that mean never watch a video of mine again? No, it means audit the place it's coming from. Am I using this to escape? Am I using this to numb myself? If so, make a note, document, become more aware. Now that's just externally. Internally, do the same thing. Let's study what's going on inside. The relationship I have with myself. What's the self-talk like inside? And for that, back to the cats or dogs, spend 10, 20 minutes doing nothing alone and see where your mind goes. Don't try to fight it. Don't try to control it. People are like, positive thoughts. That can be a pacifier too. The negative thoughts are coming in. Positive thoughts, positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. No, stay with it. You're the scientist. You're like, let's see what's going on. Oh, it's getting negative in there. What's that voice saying? Document, document, document. Unless you do, you're going to be having things that are running you that are out of your awareness. You have to be willing to become aware of the negative. A great perspective to help with this is to think of yourself as a parent and child. Let it land. You currently are the parent and kid. And if you audit that voice inside, the question for you is, how do you parent yourself? At a most basic level, think of the last time you messed something up. You made a mistake. Things didn't go your way. What did parent you say to child you? Was it supportive? Or was it perhaps cruel? What do you say to you when you procrastinate? What do you say to you? You put things off, you procrastinate, you want to take action and you just can't. What's the self-talk?
I say, don't think about it, just do it.
Okay. Now, think about it. Kid's there. Mama, I can't. Don't think about it, just do it. What do you say to you when you put things off, procrastinate, or mess up?
I'm very harsh on myself.
What do you say? Verbalize it.
Yeah, again, of course, yeah.
Again, of course. Ugh. Now, by the way, I love this. It's like, step one is be brutally honest. And it can hurt the ego to say it. It's like, yeah, I am pretty harsh, but unless you let that land, you take the hit, you won't be able to change it or work on it. And you will notice doing this internal mad scientist approach, all the ways you try to downplay it. Okay, sometimes I do it, but it's not that bad. You know, I do this. It's like, don't rationalize and don't judge. You're observing. And the more you allow yourself to see the real answers, what's going on, the closer you are to doing the work. For real. So audit, okay, what type of parent am I? How do I motivate myself? That's another one. A lot of people, especially now in the personal development hustle culture, it's pretty harsh. Anyone like David Goggins? I think he's great, but imagine that was your parent. You little bitch. You better wake up at 3 a.m. and do your stuff, loser. People love that. They resonate with it. For real. Wow, what a beautiful, authentic laugh. I love it. Yes. It's beautiful. For real. I love that. Anything that breaks the fronts, by the way, I love it. And that's the thing that our ego holds back. It's like, don't let the snort laugh happen. No, I want all of you snorting. For real. Another one, yes. No, but think about that. A lot of people have this very sub-dom relationship in a way. They want someone to verbally and emotionally abuse them into taking action, and they want to learn how to do that to themselves. Like, they get very motivated. They're like, come on. Anyone see, while you're caressing that glass, there was a famous TikTok and Instagram video. It's a guy with long hair who's like, go to the gym. Anyone, yeah, you saw he's like spitting water. It's like, go to the gym. What are you still looking? Go to the gym. How harsh is that? Go on, kid, take action. Now, it can temporarily help, by the way. If you're someone who's completely, say, numb, disconnected, maybe that can help you just launch things into play. But you don't want that to be your foundation for motivation. Otherwise, you are literally trapping yourself in this very abusive relationship. Now, on the flip side, analyze too when you succeed. Do you celebrate you? Like, child comes back with a good grade. Are you like, yes, high five, you did it, you got this? Or are you still harsh? Okay, good, next, better, more. I guess that's okay. A lot of people even find wrong where there is none. They do well, and their mind is so focused on looking for things to fix, things to improve, things that aren't good enough that they're like, okay, you did well, but it's because you did this that made it a little easier. Or, oh, you did well, but you kind of messed up that part. That could have been better. You could have started earlier, so you're not going to get the full credit you deserve. It's extremely harsh. So become aware of that. And once more, don't judge yourself. You're just taking on the scientific mindset. You're like, that's what's going on inside. Interesting. What do you criticize yourself for the most? Think about that. What is the theme in terms of the thoughts or feelings that goes on inside the most? Is it sadness? Is it anger? Is it fear? Become aware of that. Who triggers you the most? What triggers you the most? What are patterns that you can notice in your life? This is really step one, because until you know that, you don't know what you're working with. And that's a lot of people. They jump into this and they're like, let's go, let's improve, let's change, let's transform. Okay, what are we changing and improving? Well, I don't know, tell me. No, start there. And like I said, resist the positive thinking pacifier, because that's a big one. I don't want to think about all that negative stuff because then I'll manifest more of it. But here's the thing. That negative stuff is already active. It's just out of your awareness. It's going on in the background. Unless you are willing to acknowledge it, you will not be able to change it.
Now, what you just watched here is just a small piece of a larger system and process. So what you want to do now is click this video here to see exactly what I'm talking about and how it all fits together.